Hello, welcome to another work together. Today we're going to make a sort of toilet paper roll, but we're not going to use toilet paper rolls because I don't like using them. So we're just going to make our own, and then that way you can make it the size that you want to make it as well. I did do a little bit of prep work for this one so that it wouldn't be as long. Hopefully it won't be as long. To make ours, we're going to use poster board, which is just, it's a little bit thicker than paper or cardstock. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but you can score it easily, but it's pretty sturdy too. So we're going to make our pages out of this instead of toilet paper rolls. And I'm using white, and then I'm going to ink it black because I didn't have black at the time. So I'm also going to use this pattern paper, which is called Romance Novel from Prima. I'm going to use some of the papers out of here, and there's probably enough to make quite a few of these toilet paper rolls in them, in the one pad. But let's go ahead and get right to it, okay? So to start off, you're going to cut your poster board. Mine started at 12 by 12. It comes in the chipboard that I buy at Joann's. So what you're going to do is cut it to strips of 4.5. So you'll get 2 strips of 4.5 out of your one piece of 12 by 12. I'm making 5 pages, so just cut however many 4.5 inch strips. Each 4.5 inch strip will give you 2 pages, so cut however many you want. And then after you do that, you're going to score it, and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 3 1/4, 6, 8 3/4, and 11 1/2. Okay, and then you're going to take and cut it at the 6 inch mark. You don't need to make that score if you don't want to. I just put it in there because for me sometimes it's easier to just score it and then cut it. So once again, I'm going to give you the measurements. This is a 4.5 by 12 inch strip of paper, and you're going to score it on the 12 inch side. You're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 3 1/4, 6, 8 3/4, and 11 1/2. Okay, and then you're going to take it off and you're going to cut it in half. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you 2 pieces of poster board. You're going to get 2 out of that. Okay, so this is what we're working with now. We're going to make one of them. I've already made a few, so I'm just going to put one together with you. It's a very simple way to put together a page, but I figured I would put one together with you just so you could see how it goes. So all I did is I cut a little bit off the 1/2 inch mark, and then I fold that in, and then I'm gonna fold it over itself just like that again. So it looks like that. And then if you happen to have any extra, just if it hangs over a little bit, just trim it off. Okay. Then all we're going to do is put some adhesive on this flap in the folded position. And then bring this up and make sure it's completely secure. Okay. And then once you do that, I'm going to ink up my edges because I like the way the black looks a little bit better than the stark white edges against this paper. Now you have to give the black on this, if you're using the exact same poster board as I am, you have to give the black a little bit of time to dry before you mess around with it. It will come off on everything because this paper is a little bit shiny, so it doesn't really stick on there very well. Okay, so after you fold them all up, then you can just ink it and then set it aside for a little bit. And then you can take and cut your, to cover your pages. Okay, I'll tell you the size of those. These are cut to 4 3/8 by 2 5/8, and I also went around and I inked all of the edges of these in black. I don't normally ink in black, but this is a very dark paper, and there were a lot of things that were already pre-inked, like this one here. It was pre-inked in black, so all I did was go over the edges so that there was no white showing. And this is a tiny little envelope that was included in it, so I went ahead and cut those all out as well. And then I cut out some extras too. These are going to be perfect size. I'm using the 6x6 pad, and so those, well, they look like this. This is how they come. Those will be perfect, the perfect size for these little little tiny pages. Okay, so it appears to be mostly dry. All we're going to do is adhere these. Whoops. We're just going to adhere this down. And then I have a total of 5 pages on mine. You can have as many pages as you want, really. There's enough in here. There's enough paper in here to have quite a few pages. You also could make them any size you wanted to. I wanted to go with something little for this project because I just felt like making something little, and I wanted to have something that would be finished and that I could actually get to the decorating part very quickly, because I felt like I really wanted to just decorate something. Okay, so now once you do that for all of your pages, and once you have that done, then you're all set. So here's all my pages already done, and I think I am going to give mine a cover, and I'm going to bind it with spiral rings. The only thing I'm not really happy about is on the inside it's very white, but it's okay. I'm just gonna leave it for now. Alright, and then I just kind of put them in an order that I think they'll look good together. Alright, I like that order. And then we're going to, do I want to have a cover? Sometimes you can just make this your cover. I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to make this first page here my cover. I don't really want a whole big cover. Actually, no, I do. I want a cover because I want to put an elastic around it. Sorry. Alright, so let's get a chipboard here. Little piece of chipboard. Perfect. This size will work. This is just a spare that I had around, and it seems like it's a good size. So all I need to do is cut it to be just a little bit bigger. Okay. So my cover is going to be 2 7/8. Two and 7/8. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so now we have a front and a back. And you can see I left a little bit of room, and that's because if I want to put something inside, if I want to put a tab on those, I can. I'll have the room to do that. So I think what I want to do is I want to ink these up, and then I'll see how that looks. I might need to paint them, I don't know. We'll see how it works with just inking it, because of course inking will dry faster and it will not warp the board as much. If I'm going to wrap it, I don't need to do this part, but I'm not going to wrap this one. I'm just going to mat it. Make sure that you do both sides. That's important if you want your project to look finished. And the edges are important as well. Okay, where did the other one go? Oops. You could also just color the edges with a marker if you just wanted to put your paper right up to the edge. I just want to have a little bit of a black border around my paper, so that's why I'm doing the whole thing like that. Okay. My baby wipe is dry. Alright, and then I have 2 pieces left for my covers. I think I'll use this one, or maybe I like this one. I use this one, but I do want to make sure. I'm just going to make a pencil mark where I want to cut, and then grab my cutter here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. Actually, I don't want this to be that cover. I'm just going to cut them both at the same time. There we go. And right there. Just like that. Okay, this one is going to be on the front, so I'm just going to ink it up a little bit. It helps it look like I didn't cut part of it off that way, and then it also helps it to blend in with my background. Okay. Use a little bit of extra adhesive when it's on the cover, just because I like to make sure it's really stuck down. Okay. My ink here is coming off. There we go. So that's one. Let's put this one on the inside of that then. Almost. Put this one on the inside. This one. Okay. Just trim that a little bit. You'll see that this is a pretty easy album. The most time-consuming part of this one will be the decorating, because I'm going to put a lot of effort into that part. Again, I'm going to ink the edges again, just because that helps it look more intentional, I guess. And with this one, I can do it in black because the paper has a lot of black in it. Normally I would do it with a more subtle color. Actually, a lot of times lately I haven't even been inking, but when you have a paper like this that you're cutting in half and it's already inked on the edges, or it's already aged, sometimes you have to, just to make it look a little bit more cohesive. There we go. Alright, and then this piece is gonna go inside. This is the inside cover, so that's gonna be my inside cover piece. There we go. Make sure it's adhered really well. So there's that piece. And it just so happens that that piece really matches with that one, so that works out well. And then this is going to be my back, and I will put my Made by Anna stamp here. And then this is going to be the inside back cover. Almost out of adhesive. So that's how it's going to go together now. We have a lovely little start of our book. And then you can tell now that's the whole process. The rest will be decorating it and making the tags for it. Now I want this to end up to be a really chunky book, so when it's all done, all said and done, it's going to be popped open, you know. But that's what I want. And I want to use this to close it, to help keep it closed. And I'm going to use, well, maybe. Where are they? Here they are. I'm going to use one of these. What are these? Hitch fasteners? I'm going to use one of these to wrap around that part. Okay, I think that'll work quite well. Alright, well, I think I will do some decorating and then I will come back and show you more.